So good afternoon to all. In last class, we have seen about the different instrumentation terms and what is instrumentation, what is meant by instrument, what is meant by process, what is meant by control. So in today's class, we will discuss about the various basic terms of electricity, potential difference, resistance, what is capacitance, what is their role, and what is pressure, what is Gauss pressure, absolute pressure, what is vacuum. Because these terms are necessary when we are dealing with different kinds of instrumentation, because ultimately at the end of the day we have to convert different signals from AC to DC, DC to AC. We have to amplify these signals. uh, Pressure is converted to the electrical signals get converted into pressures. So this AC conversion is to the DC. So these are the different so we need different analog and digital controllers, and for that we need electricity. We know that basically the instrumentation is rely on the um, electric current, electricity. Okay, ultimately, because all the relays and all the your control panels that works on electricity, okay, by using different electrical concepts like inductance, capacitance. Okay, so in last class we have discussed what is my instrument. So those who have missed the class can go through this video. Okay, so we have seen that what is the instrument. So it is a basically generally a measuring device which used to gauge the level, or is used to measure the level, position, weight, speed, your pH, your electric conductivity, your acidity, anything which measures something is called as an instrument. Your lactometer is also an instrument. Okay, so we have seen the instrument. What is the instrumentation? It is the branch of engineering that deals with measuring, meant, and control. Okay, and we have also seen what is my process and what is my process control. So what is process control? Is the manipulation of conditions of a process to bring about desired change. Okay, so we manipulate the things so as to control the process. So we need something, uh, an output or an end product, by controlling the input. Okay, so we have seen in the pasteurizer, we have set a pasteurization temperature at 700 degrees centigrade, and we are controlling the input variables so that we get the desired output variables. So what is the input variables? Those we have discussed, that are steam flow rate, steam temperature, water flow rate, water temperature, cold side temperature, cold side flow rate, refrigerant temperature, pressure. Also different things we have discussed it thoroughly. Okay, while citing this examples of dairy pasteurization process. Okay, so we are controlling basically input variables to get the desired output. It's basically manipulation of condition of process or different variables. uh, we know we are seeing that what in the process is a grouping of equipment in a sequential order required for the production of material or a part of production. It's called as process. So the term process control describes the control of variables associated with the process in order to maintain them at a desired value. Okay, so example like liquid level in a tank. So you want to make a liquid level at constant rate. So you are seeing that a float control valve. You have studied uh, previously what is a float control valve. So when the tank level goes up to the float, okay, so that float is made up of plastic, and the plastic is lighter than the water, so it will beyond, and after that it will close the liquid inflow. Okay, and likewise we are control the levels. So when the levels get down, it will come down and it will automatically open the walls. So this will happens again and again, and we control the level of liquid, the flow of liquid fluids. You have seen, you have learned various notches and wears. Okay, and valves, pumps. Okay, temperature of fluids also can control. So we have also seen the definition of instrumentation and system automations. What is meant by instrument? So it is a collection of instruments and their application for purpose of observation, measurement, and control. We have also seen the deep syllabus, its theory, dynamic and static characteristics, measurement of parameters, microsensor and smart sensors, construction, action applications. What are different electronic instruments, display devices, recorders, automations. So what is my plant automation? Why we need to have a plant automation? What is automation hierarchy? What is my PLC? PLC is basically for programmable logical controllers. So by using some softwares and by hardware, we create a logic, and based upon that logic, we can control the various hardware devices like actuators, controllers, walls. We can control. Okay, that is called as programmable logic control. So for the sake of automation, we need first define the logic. What will happen? We have studied flow diagrams, yes, no, decision diagrams. We already studied that diagrams or that logics same is applied in case of when you go for automations. A software engineer or an instrumentation engineer creates a logic by using some softwares like automation softwares. There are different kinds of softwares are in market, uh, which can be used for the designing of a logic. What will happen when we give some kind of input, and what will be the output, that we will define by using PLC, so that everything will be automatic. Then next one is SCADA. SCADA is the supervisory control and data acquisition systems. So it is basically an advanced version of automation where you can control everything from a screen, that is HMI, human machine interface. It is like your kind of touch screen or a screen with mouse enabled. Okay, you can control everything from your desktop or a screen from a room. So these are the basic of the automations. So we will discuss in subsequent classes what is automations, what is PLC, SCADA. Okay, and in practicals we will also cover different level, pressure, temperature, flow, controller devices, board on tubes, pH meter, electrodes. Okay, PLC. So this is the basic, uh, is a kind of wall, and you can see that how it works, how it's a pneumatic air supply, and how the openings of these walls get operated as current supply changes. 0 milliampere, 10 milliampere, 20 milliampere, whatever the position of the, this is the instrumentation. These are the different control systems and control instrumentation. So what is different control and safety systems? What are different analyzers, liquid, gas, detectors, flow measuring devices? These are flow measuring devices, level measuring devices, pressure measuring devices, switches. So these are the different kind of myriad kind of control systems available in today's market or today's control system. So see the basic yogurt plant SCADA. Here you can see that different tanks and there are levels. Bulk starter tanks also. This is partially unit at the above of these tanks, and below is the this flavoring addition, buffer tanks, and packaging sections. You can see different lines are indicated by different colors. You can this is the display of the SCADA systems. Okay. This is the one like spray drying plant, mixed spray drying plant. You can control different things, or you can also input some values here, and accordingly you can control the things or the process. This is a basic SCADA things. So today we will discuss about what is basics of electricity and pressure. So I have already discussed that electricity and pressure are generally used in industry, in dairy industry, or in the automation industry to interchange with each other uh, temperature is also used as a measuring principle in instrumentation. Like you have seen in case of thermocouples, there is a Seebeck effect. Okay, by using that Seebeck effect, we have developed thermocouples, and we get the temperature readings by using thermocouples. Okay, so you know that you have already learned in electrical engineering what is electric field, what is voltage, what is potential difference, what is capacitance. So what is induction? So we'll go in brief with the meaning of electric field and different concepts of electric field and pressures too. Okay, so what is electric field? Is basically a electric force per unit charge. So electric field is defined as the electric force per unit charge. The direction of the field is taken to be the direction of the force it would exert on a positive discharge. Okay, the electric field is radially outward from a positive charge and radially in towards a negative point charge. So what is electric field? Is basically a electric force per unit charge. So we are seeing electric alternating current, direct current. So what is voltage? It is the basically amount of potential energy between 2 points on a circuit. So we have, suppose we have a circuit, and what is the difference between 2 points? The difference between 2 points is known as voltage. So when there is a more difference, there is a more voltage. Okay, so one point has a more charge than another. The difference in charge between 2 points is called as voltage. It is measured in volts. Okay, this technically is the potential energy between 2 points that will impart 1 joule of energy per coulomb of charge that passes through it. Okay, the unit volt is named after the Italian physicist Alessandro Volta, who invented what is considered the first chemical battery. Okay, and voltage is represented by letter V. So voltage is basically a potential difference between 2 points of a circuit. Okay, and this potential difference can be understand better by the analogy of water level or water in a tank. Okay, so here we can consider a tank having a certain height from the ground, and at the bottom of the tank there is a hose pipe or an outlet. Okay, so what is the pressure, whatever the pressure, the water inside the tank is from the hose is called as voltage. The pressure at the end of the hose can represent as a voltage. So if we correlate with the water, so if more water, more will be the pressure. So water in the tank represents a charge. Okay, the more water in the tank, the higher the charge, the more pressure is measured at the end of the hose. So there is a difference between 2 points. Okay, so this is the basic analogy by which we can understand what is meant by voltage. Now what is the resistance? Resistance means something that which resists to happen something. Okay, so resistor is a electronic component that resists the flow of electric current in a circuit. So resistance is the opposition of flow of electric current. Okay, and resistor is a device which oppose it. Okay, so in this figure you can see that different types of resistance. So there are 5 ohm resistance, 10 ohm resistance, 50 resistance, 15 resistance ohm. I think you have seen this kind of a resistor somewhere. Okay, in TV shops or in electronic shop. In metals such as silver or copper, which have high electric conductivity and therefore low resistivity. So means electrical conduction and resistance are opposite things. Those who are having high number of electrons are good conductor of electricity. Those having less number of electrons are bad conductor of electricity. Okay, so the electric resistance of circuit component is defined as the ratio of applied voltage to the electric current flows through it. So it is the ratio the applied voltage to the electric current flowing through a circuit. So this is the basic of resistance. Standard unit for resistance is the ohm. Okay, and it is named after German physicist George Simon Ohm. And it is defined as the resistance in a circuit with a current of 1 ampere at 1 volt. Okay, so resistance can be calculated using Ohm's law. You have learned this Ohm's law in your school days, okay, which states that resistance equals voltage divided by current. Okay, so resistance is equal to voltage divided by current, V upon I, where R is the resistance, V is voltage, and I is current. So next, basic property of electric field is, that is electricity, is inductance. Okay, so what is the inductance or inductor? Is an electronic component consisting of a coil of wire with an electric current running through it, creating a magnetic field. So these are this type of things using motors. Okay, to run our rotor and stator, we use inductance. So if we wound some coil around a conductor and we passes electric current through it, there will be a generation of magnetic field. It is called as inductance. The unit for inductance is the Henry, H, named after Joseph Henry, an American physicist. So what is a 1 Henry? A 1 Henry is the amount of inductance that is required to induce 1 volt of electromotive force, or the EMF, or the electric pressure from an energy source when the current is changing at 1 ampere per second. Okay, this is the definition of 1 Henry. So next, basic property is capacitance. So capacitance is basically the ability of device to store electrical charge, and as such the electronic component that stores electric charge is called as capacitors. So here we can see that in that figure we can see different types of capacitor. This type of devices you might have seen in an electronic shop or any old TV circuit like this. Okay, so a capacitor is a device which stores electric charge. The simplest capacitor consists of two flat conducting plates separated by a small gap. So in case of simple capacitor, uh, it is basically two plates which is separated by a small gap. They are apart from each other with some gap in between them. Okay. The potential difference V, or voltage between the plate, is proportional to the difference in the amount of the charge on the plates. So more if the charge on the plates, more will be the potential difference. Okay, and this is expressed as Q is equal to CV, where Q is the charge, V is the voltage, and C is the capacitance. Okay, so capacitance is equal to Q by V. So the capacitance of capacitor is the amount of charge it can store per unit of voltage. Okay, the unit for measuring capacitance is the farad. Okay, so farad F, named after Faraday, and is defined as the capacity to store 1 coulomb of charge with an applied potential of 1 volt. In 1 coulomb of charge is stored by application of 1 volt is called as 1 farad. 1 coulomb is the amount of charge transferred by a current of 1 ampere in a second. So here you can see that, okay, you can see that the what is meant by coulomb. It is the amount of charge transferred by a current of 1 ampere in a second. So basic what are the basic electrical terms and units? So what is direct current? It is the flow of electricity through a conductor always in the same direction. The current from a direct current generator or a storage battery is a good example of this. What is alternating current? Is the flow of electricity through a conductor which changes direction of flow at a certain irregular intervals, usually 120 times per second. Okay. What is insulators? Are materials which have a high resistance in passage of electricity. Okay, which just to opposite of the conductors. Conductors are the good uh, are the materials which conduct electricity or which allows the passage of an electric current. Copper, silver, gold are the good conductor of electricity. Resistance we have already seen is the characteristic of conductor which resists the flow of electricity, and its unit is ohm. And the volt is the unit of electrical pressure. It will cause 1 ampere of current to flow through a resistance of 1 ohm. Ampere is the unit of current of flow. It is measured with an ammeter. So different terms of pressure, gauge pressure, vacuum is given here. So what is pressure? It's defined as the force acting as a unit area. Okay, so what is the pressure? It is the force per unit area. So whatever the force acting on a particular area can be termed as a pressure. So there are different units of pressure like kg per centimeter square, pounds per square inch, or psi. These are the different terms of different units of pressure. Newton, like that. What is gauge pressure? What is gauge pressure? It is the term meaning pressure above atmospheric pressure. So whatever the pressure above the atmospheric is called as gauge pressure. So atmospheric pressure is 1.03013 bar. So the pressure above this is called as gauge pressure. Okay, the pressure which measures above the atmospheric pressure. Okay, what is in the vacuum? Vacuum is the anything which is void of matter. Okay, when there is no matter, there is a vacuum. Or another term is a vacuum or pressure below atmospheric pressure can be termed as a vacuum. What is the absolute pressure? Is the pressure measured above perfect vacuum. So pressure above the perfect vacuum or zero vacuum, whatever be the value, is called as absolute pressure. So it will gauge plus atmospheric pressure is called as absolute pressure. It is a gauge pressure plus atmospheric pressure. So these are the some basic definitions of electricity, its characteristics, different terms in electricity and the pressure. So we have covered the different basic concepts of the electric current and electricity and the pressure, and basic of the instrumentation, process and process control. And from the next class we will see basic of instrumentation, characteristics of instrumentations, what are the different elements involved in the a generalized process control system, its elements, from the next class.